So the question is, what is it to be manly? What is it to be womanly? Yeah.
Okay.
Is it wrong? Is it wrong?
I'm really not doing this right now.
Okay, so I used to be like that. I used to be like to my brother because he's like the emotional one in the household. So he's like the emotional one in my household, and I'm like the man of the house, and I always say that because I am like the man of the house. He's emotional, and I used to be like, oh man, no, man, kill this, do that, do this and that. Kill this. Kill a spider. He can't do it. He still can't do it now.
He made him walk all the way in the rain to kill a spider.
Stories.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So I told him directly, yo, be a man, you man up, yeah. But I realized that what is being a man? Like he could just be that type of person. Like we can already like just say we're people. We're not female. We're not male. There's clearly stuff out there that's saying LGBTQ, like transgender. We are not all. We are all like practically the same type of people. We can be stronger than each other. We can be weaker than one another. It could be that equal. So when I'm saying now, I wouldn't say man up, because really and truly, I can be stronger than you if I wanted to. I wouldn't be a man though. I'm a female. I say I'm a female, but why would I man up? Why would he man down? Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
One second, let them land these points. So,
The thing is, yeah, people have to be manly though. Like men, like.
People have to be brave, resilient, not manly.
Not manly.
Let him
let land this point.
When a country goes to war, what they normally recruit men. They don't go recruiting women because men are naturally stronger. It's natural. It's the way it's gone, and it's the way it's always gonna be. And like men are supposed to they're not supposed to, but it's a stereotype. Men are supposed to bring money home and all of that, and women are supposed to cook. But it's the way it's been, so it's the way it's always gonna be. I'm not like supporting it, but it's the way, it's how it is.
1 second, audience.
I think that's an interesting point, but I think that mindset is quite dangerous because I feel like a government can use the concept of manliness to kind of make people feel like they have to go to war. So the government is taking advantage for your own kind of insecurities to kind of force you to do that. So I think it's almost like an indoctrination thing where it's like they put you into gender roles so they can take advantage of you. So you don't have to question, oh, cuz I need to go to war because I'm a man and that's what I do. Not like, why is my country going to war? Actually, do I agree with that? And stuff, yeah.
Miss behind.
I was just going to say that I think that those attributes, being tall, being strong, yeah, men usually are taller, can be stronger physically. Do you know what I mean? That's genetic. That isn't something women can change or really even to a degree argue. But I wouldn't say that equals masculinity, and I wouldn't say that being those things makes you more masculine. It may make you more fit to a role, i.e. go into war. It may mean that you're better equipped to do that, but I don't think it has any influence over masculinity or femininity.
Okay. Can I just quickly ask, has anyone got questions based off what everyone just said? Has anyone got questions to ask? Just to spice things up a little bit.
Yeah.
Go on.
You know, Joseph. You know how you said about the stereotyping thing? So if you were to meet a woman now, would you expect us, and you were like building a family or whatever, would you expect her to stay home and look after the kids and cook and clean, and you'd be the provider?
So let's say I work. She has a higher pay than me. Yeah, she could go on and work. She's bringing money home. That's fine. Like if a woman has like ambition, she could go and chase it. It's not my problem.
So how can you agree with that statement if you're saying she
I'm
can go do whatever she wants?
but
no, because I don't think that's contradicting his statement. I think it's a norm in society because men are physically stronger than women, but that's what his.
I'm stronger than a lot of my male friends.
Good point. I know. One second. I'm not trying to say that you're not stronger than your male friends. I'm trying to say it is a physical fact that on par men are averagely stronger than women by quite a bit. Is it not?
I think it's a stereotype though.
No, because there are it's not a stereotype.
No, I feel like it is.
It's
Because boys can be bigger and they have a bigger build, but that don't mean they're stronger in any way.
Because you could be
You can be bigger, you could be physically stronger, but mentally I can be stronger than you.
100%. It's not a stereotype though. It's a physical fact that we could be physically stronger than you. There are cases where a woman's stronger than a man. I'm not trying to say that doesn't happen at all. What I'm trying to say is, just over 100 years ago, right now, we was in a war, World War I. Who were the people that were sent up? You can see the posters to this day. When they were recruiting people to go provide for your family, go make your country proud, go be
And how many
proud
of
for.
those women wanted to be in war though? How many women wanted to go to war and fight for that?
Yes, 100%. But who was it that actually went to the war? It was the men.
Because of the government.
Yeah.
But if it was a
Because of
choice,
the
a lot of
government.
females.
Cousin, the government.
And I have a question after it, because there's a statement that he said that stuck in my head. He said that's the way it is, that's what the way it's always gonna be.
Like that.
And that's a really defeatist attitude. So by your logic, yeah, if that's the way it's always been, let's say Palestine and Israel. Israel has been harassing Palestine for years. That's the way it is. That's the way it's always gonna be, right? Right.
Like how it's always going to be like that. I think that's because the lack of education in the world. Because it's still people
Thank you.
in
But it's
Pakistan.
2021. We shouldn't be like that.
But it was 1998. I feel like that has a lot to do with religion as well, though.
Yeah.
Because personally, in my family,
Culture.
no. I'm gonna put it with religion.
Because
No,
religion.
because I'll tell you.
Okay,
I'll tell you. With me, there's different types of Muslims, right? So there's Shias and there's Sunnis.
Culture.
The men stand in front, the women will always be behind, but because the women have the power to nurture, they have the power to birth life, for heaven's sake, a human from the inside to the out. That's not because, like I said, it's got nothing to do with your body build, because your woman could be 6 foot and you're like, what, 5 foot? That's got nothing to do with it.
Okay, first of all, I do not think it's religion. I think it's culture, and I'll put onto this before.
That's not
But let me answer you. First of all, you said about a woman wearing the burqa. That's their stance on the religion. In Islam, it is not forced for you to wear a full body,
Yeah, it's
full
not
face
forced.
covering. The only reason, as a Muslim, you don't. I know you don't wear the hijab, but as a Muslim, I know you know what the hijab represents. The hijab represents modesty and respect for yourself. People in this world, you say, as Aisha said, it's 2021. We've grown up. We have the choice to wear and do whatever we want, right?
Yeah.
Now on to my next point, culture. Yeah. If you go before in the world, the technology and letters and everything that we could explain to each other, everyone had their own culture and their own system of how they live and how they live life. Now in all of those cultures, who were the fighters?
Men.
Who were the people who looked after the children?
Men.
Who
Oh,
were the-
women.
Who were the people that did the agriculture?
What?
Men.
Farmers.
Like in all of these
Oh,
different
yeah, men.
cultures, from
That's
thousands.
what I'm saying. I agree with
from
that,
thousands and thousands and thousands of years backwards. Yeah. It has been the men who are the providers and the women who are the nurturers. Now that we're living in a whole new world compared to back then, now it isn't just agriculture and fighting and wars.
But
It's
you
not
know
that.
what
We live
it
in a
is?
modern world now. And the fact is, right now, we're trying to change the system that was there for thousands and thousands of years. It's going to be slow and it's going to be hard. But that mindset of a man being a leader and a woman being a mother and a nurturer for children is literally in our DNA, and that's what we're trying
I
to break
think we were brought, like, I don't disagree with what used to happen back then with women nurturing children, staying at home. And I completely don't disagree with that, because at the end of the day, I feel like what it was is men were very much abusing their power back then. You as a leader, so what, you can go around and there were still prostitutes back then. There were still girls who was trying to come and home wreck. You think us women who were born to nurture children would have a problem with nurturing our own children? Not you, but men abused their power so much to the point we had to stand for a right, because that was our only way out. We had to do something about it.
So in Islam, there's this beautiful quote that says, which of your parents do you love first? Your mother. Which one of your parents do you love first? Your mother. And then who? Your mother. And then who? Your mother. And then your father. You see, the bond between a mother and a child and a father and his child are two completely different things. The connection you have with your mum, and you might not all be from stable homes, so you might not be able to relate. I don't know about all of you guys, but I've lived with two of my parents in my household, and I can tell you now, the relationship I have with my mum and the relationship I have with my dad are two very, very different things. And I think, pardon? Yeah, up until now, as I said, thousands and thousands of years of integration into society, different cultures, have breeded that your mother is a person that will love you more than anyone else in your world, more than the wife that you're going to live in eventually, more than your father who also raised you, more than your siblings and everyone else. That relation between a mother and a child is why we naturally assume that a mother's going to be there for his child 100. No matter how many times you wrong your mum, she will always be there to forgive you. No matter how many times you go back on your word or disrespect your mother, she will always be there to love you, and she'll always be able to cry for you in the end of the day. And that's why being a mother's relationship with his child is always going to be different with his father's.
I know he's about to say.
Wait, one second. Let me just go to the audience. Jump.
Sorry, yeah, I just had a question for a panel member. I think it's for Saida, yeah?
Yes.
So, not too long ago, one of your premises is that religion is the root cause of what we're talking about now. And Abdi, you countered that by saying these are more cultural intricacies, yeah? These are more things that are cultural. After listening to his response, would that still be your premise? Would that still be?
Actually, hold on. Wait. I agree with what Abdi says. Because we as human beings, we sin, we do wrong. There's a balance, bad and good. So therefore, I was thinking it as if you follow Islam, you're going to get everything perfect. But the whole point is that you're not perfect. So culture is what kind of, because it's not my responsibility to force someone to wear hijab. That's between that person and their God. Like Abdi said, wearing the hijab is like you saying you value yourself. Do you know what I mean? You value yourself, you cover yourself because you value yourself. It's a sign of modesty. When that person is ready to commit to that part of their religion and wear that hijab, that's for them. That's got nothing to do with me. Culture can't come and force that. No one should come and force that person upon them because that's between them, their religion and their God. Simple.
Cool, thank you.
I guess I'll just list off a couple points. The first one is the introduction of women into the military has caused a decrease in the challenge provided to actually join the military. Second point is, after the suffragette movement, which gave women their rights, there has been a massive decrease in successful marriages that stay longer than 5 years. Another point is, I think after a child is born, women should stay at home. And then a majority of women didn't want to have the social responsibility provided by the suffragette movement. When the suffragette movement first started, there was a lot of women, around about 84%, that disagreed with it. And then there's the last one, which is men aren't defined by their genitals. There is a massive difference in bone density and skeletal size.
You know that second one you said about the marriages, yeah?
Yes.
This whole suffragette thing gave women a voice.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for women to now step out of relationships after being married for so long, because they've realised stuff in their marriage they don't agree with.
Bang, bang.
So there's a whole women have a vote, all of that. That gave them the opportunity to understand when things aren't going the way that they need it to go. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah, men are providers, but women are the ones that look after your kids. They cook for you, they clean for you. So if you're going to mess around and you're the ones cheating on them, do you think women's going to stay with you?
Yeah. When you see this stuff.
I think that's a banging point that Aisha has made. And to add on to that as well, you know, a lot of people say that our marriages back in the day lasted so much longer than they do now. If we were to look at our grandparents and be honest, how many of our grandfathers were stepping out on our grandmothers? How many of our grandfathers were domestically violent towards our grandmothers? But they didn't have the financial independence to be able to step away from that marriage. You understand? But now, women have qualifications, they have jobs, they have financial independence. So, they don't have to put up with them things.
Like,
They
that
can
doesn't
walk
make you
away.
a man doing that, does it?
No, 100%. But to add on to Zai's point, the banging point.
Alright, cool. Wait 1 second, AJ.
Adding to that point as well, before the suffragette movement, the majority of jobs available to women were secretaries and assistants. So sitting at a desk, earning minimum wage, so you couldn't support yourself or your kids. After the suffragette movement, you had the opportunity to get jobs for yourself. So yes, financial security to leave your husband and go look after your family on your own. Staying in a marriage does not make it a successful marriage if that is your only option to survive.
Yes.
Thank
You said about the fact that 84% of women didn't agree with what the suffragettes did. What the suffragettes did wasn't for all women, it was for the women who wanted the opportunity to vote. It doesn't mean that all women have to vote, it's your personal choice what you do, but it's having that opportunity there for you to have a job and to have a vote and to make change.
Real quick, one more time again. As an independent woman myself, and I know a lot of you are independent. Okay, being treated by a man is very nice, yeah. But ultimately, I don't want to have to rely on someone to go buy my cooking, buy my shopping, take me out and stuff. I want to be able to enjoy myself with my girls because we've got our own money. Me and all my friends have been on a lot of holidays that are expensive. I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't have the job I've got. You know what I'm saying?
What is everyone's opinion on maybe a father that wants to stay at home?
I love that.
But like, the thing is, it requires.
Wait, we've got a real life example right now.
Not just that. Sorry, it requires a compromise, innit? Cause we can't both stay at home. Yeah, someone's got to go out and work, innit? And I feel like more time you're looking at me. What's a man entitled for maternity? Like 2 weeks? Is it 2 weeks? Yeah. What is your feeling and stance on like fathers that would rather stay at home? Because again, both parents can't stay at home. Someone's got to go and work.
Could list millions of things, like not millions, but you know what I mean. Loads of things that women go through after birth, and it's hormonal, it's everything. So it's understandable why a woman would need a year to like get her shit together. You know what I mean? A man, you've had a child. That's it. Like your wife has, or your girlfriend or whatever has had a child. There's no physical. You don't need to heal. You haven't been shot. Like
I don't understand.
You don't need to be taking a year off. Like you need to especially someone. Okay, I'm sorry, but especially someone who's someone who's taking that time off. You need to be there. Okay, take a week off or 2 weeks off to be with your family and stuff, and enjoy that time with your new baby, whatever. But after that, I feel like you're just taking advantage of the system if you want to year off.
That's pressure on pops.
I disagree with that massively, yeah? Let me tell you what, my sister just had a baby. 3 months ago, yeah? She had a baby. She's already ready to go back to work. 3 months. She had complications as well. She's ready to go back. I think.
Is that mentally and physically?
But mentally and physically, yeah. She's ready to go. And her partner's willing to stay at home and look after the child.
Yeah.
I think it very much depends on how you feel as a woman about when you want to go back to work after having a child. I also think that men need that time with their child to create that bond. If you're at work, after 2 weeks after having a baby, and you're at work all day, every day, because you're now the provider, how are you going to bond with your kid?
Yeah.
Within the first 2 years of being born, that's your prime opportunity to make those connections. If you miss out those vital times that your partner could be at work, yeah, and your child's having their first steps, saying their first words, they've missed out on the most important moments of their life. So
yeah, that's true.
Also, I wouldn't say that taking a year off to be with your newborn child is taking a holiday. Babies don't sleep. If you're willing to give up your whole year to be the one that stays at home, looks after that baby while your partner can go back to work, I think that is probably the compromise that you're willing to give because they've just carried your child for 9 months. So,
also, before you even give birth, you've got to leave work. So you're already missing out on 3 months prior to giving birth. So realistically, it makes sense for the man to want to stay at home and be like, okay, you've done this for 9 months straight.
Yeah,
you've stopped doing all of your madness to have my child. Of course I'll be there.
I'm gonna be there for you after you carry on.